What's going on, Z Warriors? Mr. Waffles here, and we're here for my New York ARG deck profile. I also ran this deck at the New Jersey one the day prior. I went 3-3, 14th place, close to topping if I had that one win to go 4-2. But it was a good overall experience. Again, I just want to give a couple of shout outs to first John Ash. He's the one who actually helped me with the deck, a lot of changes that I saw, and a lot of things that I was running before that didn't really make sense. So thanks to him for his contribution in the build. I felt that helped me win the event. Also Kelly Dennis, we also share ideas back and forth because he plays Red Ruthless as well, Turles, and we had different builds at first, and I see a lot of things that I like from his build as well. And also Alex Bolton because he hooked me up with a nice shiny bling and foils, and as well as Eric John because he's Eric John. So we'll get on with the deck profile. So again, I ran Turles, Ruthless, as you can see, 1 through 4, all shiny. Love my bling. The reason for Turles was simply because I felt the game was very passive in the sense that a lot of players would just set up and pass, set up, pass, and felt it really rewarded playing defensive to an extent because you just kind of set up your board, which I felt was like also like virtual hand advantage. So you have like your four in hand plus how much stuff that's on the board, you know. And I felt like with Turles, the synergy between him and the mastery, having everything do +4 plus the unpreventable as well as lower in anger, I thought was very efficient. Not only that, but with the mastery's hit effect to if a physical attack hits after you banish the top card if it was styled, lowers your opponent's anger one, and with Turles having the no prevention or no endurance, can also lower your opponent's 2 anger, 1 for the hit and 1 for the crit. Whereas most decks, if they're playing Ruthless, probably might just get the hit effect of lowering anger, but not the crit effect as much of lowering anger as well. So he helps a lot in that aspect to really control anger. Um, I don't mind again going up to 2 as well because I also play Red Premonition, so I could always lower myself back down, which a lot of times I actually sometimes want to get to 2 just because I can just do more stage damage, gain anger, crit, control the board that way, as well as shoot up to 3 if possible. So a lot of people will try and I guess put me to 2 or think 2 is this bad level, but I really don't think so. I'm really in favor for it, even though like you can't use endurance for that turn. Um, that's fine for the most part because you just always put the pressure on with his power as well as gaining anger to use for like heel kick or something like that. And 3 and 4 obviously are really good. 3 is being just 2 on crack, so everything's like being +5. And 4 I never really get to, but just in case, you can just do something for hopefully like 10 and 10. So again, I just went with Trails just because I needed something super aggressive. And even in the matchups that I played, I would do like a lot of life card damage to my opponents, but at the same time, they were still found a way to stabilize because you have again all the setups like Black Power Up, visiting, stuff to really control the board and things like that. So um, even though I played Turles, it wasn't like a landslide victory where I just like demolished my opponent. Sometimes it happened, but other times he still had to kind of grind it out because he has a really good early game, but he kind of falls off like mid to late game. So. That's why I pretty much wrote Red Ruthless Turles over any other MP. So we'll get on with the deck. And I love the mat that I got too. It's really nice, as you can see. It's nice and sexy. All the coloration looked very beautiful for sure. So props to and shout out to ARG for their contribution to the game as well as really boosting up the competitive scene. So for physicals, I went with 3 Red Forceful Strike. So as you know, all my friends who know me, they know I hate setups. So I can't really wait for overwhelming attack, I think it is. So I can search out with premonition to blow up like the board more. Because again, I just want to be able to clear the board. Drills I don't really care about as much, simply because they can go away by leveling. So they kind of do the work for me. But setups, are problematic like Black Power Up, Visage, things like that of that nature. So setups are really my main issue. So I want to maximize getting rid of them as much as possible. So definitely I played 3 of this. Other physicals, 3 Red Shattering Leap. So Shattering Leap obviously I would say staple in Red Ruthless Turles. One of the reasons why you can just really increase that life card gap. So usually with Shattering Leap, you can do a potential like 20 something plus damage, 40 something depending on how many times you use it. Sure, it costs 1, but it's obviously well worth it because it's can help you pretty much win the game. I just use it because of how much damage output, but really just to widen the gap. Like if I'm playing against Krillin, I know like they usually play ball 7, so that late game ball 7, stack time D-Disc and Sphere or something like that to kind of close the game. I decided to really just use this card to output as much damage as possible, so that way whatever balls go at the bottom, I can keep track of it. And if I know, okay, ball 7's at the bottom, they have this much cards in your life deck, as long as they don't kind of shuffle to randomize it again, if I know it's at the bottom, I don't have to worry about that till like really later in the game. Actually helped me win against my round 2 against Black Krillin because I did a lot of damage and I knew ball 7 was at the bottom. No, it was top 4, and I knew ball 7 was at the bottom. So when it got closer to the life deck count, I entered on him knowing that he was going to draw the ball 7 and then try and just end it right there, so that way he didn't play it and just steal the game from me. So I just like this card again just for the wide gap that it can create. So it gives you some time to stabilize yourself when your opponent's trying to regroup after taking like 50 life cards of damage. So release. Next up, 3 red knee lift. So knee lift again, another card that could potentially lower your opponent's anger 4 levels. All depends. So use a crit to lower their anger. That's 1. If it hits, the mastery will trigger if you use it to lower their anger again. So that's 2. And then if you deal critical damage with like Turles, which you're most likely doing, you lower anger for the crit damage effect, as well as the hit effect of this card. So you can lower your anger 1 to lower their anger again. So this card is potential lower 4 anger card, which is really insane. And again, with Turles, since I'm not 17, I don't have the ban, I need ways to also clear the board. So to get rid of allies, steal Dragon Ball's lower anger, I feel like 3 is definitely a must. I was running 3 in my old build as well. I mean, the changes that I made from the New Jersey build and to the New York build, I had a lot of the same attacks for the most part. It was really came down to like the setups and drill package for the most part. But again, another card to really just 1-for-1, just get rid of any problems that's on the board or anything that you need to control your opponent's anger for sure. So definitely 3 red knee lift. Another card, 3 red double strike. So double strike, self-explanatory. I mean, stays in table. So with Turles, since he doesn't have an actual action, just kind of acts for it, and as well to be able to use it with the mastery for potential 4 attacks. Everything getting +4 buff is pretty insane. So I think obviously this card's just really good. A lot of high value. It raises anger, which can fuel the heel kick as well. So, and if some Turles decks are playing Despair Drill, it can add to that as well. So definitely 3 red double strike. We also have 3 red knee lift. So really self-explanatory. I mean, it provides a discard pile toolbox for your deck. So again, all you need is pretty much 1 anger, and it's live. Being able to just get anything that you need for the time being, you know, if you need a double strike, it's Shattering Leap or whatever, you know, this card really has a lot of value in it. So it just helps keep the combos going and everything like that. This card's just absolutely disgusting in Red Ruthless Turles. So we played the 3 heel kick. 2 red power lift. So I actually want to put this to 3, but I didn't have a 3rd one. It's good for the mirror, and it's just good to just enter if you're, especially going against black, because defensive burst really hurts. So if you can just go against black, just enter power lift. You don't have to worry about that, or even chokes, which are seeing a lot of play right now. So this is definitely a good card just because it's a attack and a block at once. So you know, you just gotta play it. I can definitely see myself playing 3 of this for sure. Again, if this deck ever becomes popular, this card is definitely going to be a 3-of, because to be able to block your opponent's attack for free and then use a mastery, use it again to block another attack is insane. A lot of value for 1 card, and it has endurance as well. And so where the build changed, I wasn't playing this, but 3 red right punch. So this card, depending on your anger, you can search your deck for X drills. Obviously, it's really good with Wheelo, just because it's 3 drills right off the bat. Problem I was finding was I didn't really have a lot of cards that would raise my anger, so I might cut this down to a 2-of and replace it with like a 3rd power lift. But again, just the instant gratification if you just have like even 2 anger or 1 anger just to get a drill out is highly effective. So 3 red right punch and endurance as well is always good. So That's what I love about the build. It has a lot of endurance for the most part, between all the physicals and energies and everything like that. So 3 red right punch. 3 red power punch. So endurance 2. Another amazing card. If it hits, search for a style drill. So usually if this hits, if I have no anger, I usually search for intimidation drill. So I can hopefully get the effect of dealing critical damage to draw a card and just keep the combat going. So this card has a lot of value. And if it gets blocked the first time, if your opponent doesn't have an attack that does life cards, you can just use the mastery and just go for it the second time and get the full effect that way. So this card's really good, a lot of value, and endurance is always welcome in red for sure. Next up, 3 red Tandem Attack. So endurance 2, amazing. You gain anger no matter what, pretty much if your opponent discarded by a card effect from your hand, or you just use it to play it. The reason why I like 3, and for people who might be on the fence about Tandem Attack, is cards like Visit in the Past, your opponent gets an extra card in their hand, so to be able to still be on par in terms of card advantage would help you. So you can just enter, even if your opponent has VTP, not worrying about the extra card because you're going to pretty much have the same card advantage as well. So they entered a VTP, you just Tandem Attack, draw a card, and then you're just on par with them still on that plane. So definitely 3 of these for sure. I think every Ruthless deck should play 3 just because of visiting, and you don't have to worry about like, oh, my opponent has an extra 1 up on me. You can just go in and still keep the pressure going. For physical blocks, 3 are block in hand. So again, this card's really good in the mirror. To be able to take soak up a physical attack, and then if they hit you with another one, just gain the stages, the anger to triggers the heel kick and things like that. It will trigger the right punch to get like the omni block drills and some other stuff like that of that nature. So this card has a lot of value to be able to gain stages, and anger on your opponent's attack is highly powerful. So 3 red block in hand. And for energies, 2 red energy blasts. Now, John Ash's build didn't run this, and I can see why. I guess because you have to banish a drill or ally. So if you have your only drills out, you have to banish one of your own drills. But I still play this because it's still good spot removal. If your opponent's playing allies or drills of that nature, 20 is obviously an MP that's in the circuit right now. So to be able to still banish your opponent's drills and just kind of clear the board a good 1-for-1. Potentially, you can use it again for the mastery if they didn't throw an attack at you that does life cards. So to be able to really snipe out key drills is very important. Sorry. This card actually helped me win my top 8 match against Orange 20. My opponent had like a whole board setup of drills and everything like that. So I end up using Red Energy Blast and banish his focus and drill, and then I Red Observation just to blow up his board. So I can see myself playing 3, but I think 2 is probably a good number now thinking about it, because I do run drills and I have to banish my own drills if there are no other drills present. So I think 2 is fine. 1 red freezing beam. So again, I play the drill package. Has endurance, is always welcome, and it's an energy tech that does stages. So it can kind of throw your opponent off guard with that, and to be able to chip down the stages and then use more physical attacks to really get them down. But just to toolbox and get any drill that's from your discard pile of banish zone is always good. So the card holds a lot of value. Just 1 because it does cost 2, so you want to make sure that you don't run too many heavy costly cards. Even though I do run 3 combined blast, again, this card I need to have like the drill in the discard pile or banish zone and stuff like that. So just a good one of. Next up, 3 red combined blast. So I wasn't originally playing this just because if I was going to play something that cost 3, I was going to play left bolt. But the endurance 3 is always huge, and I was playing a Red Ruthless Turles round 2 in New Jersey. My friend Steve, and he used this card, and I had like stare down, sphere, and I was also playing Villainous Empowerment. So he like pretty much shut down like half my hand just from this 1 card. It's really disgusting. Again, it does cost 3, but usually if you're not going against a physical heavy deck, this card will pretty much always be live. It acts just as like an aggressive sphere that they can't sphere back. So to be able to just do 6 life and 2 stages, unpreventable, is huge. And you can also trigger it off Embarrassing Drill, so you don't have to really pay like 3 anger as well. This card also helped me against 20 because they have Scouting Drill, so this is just 6 life cards direct because the damage can't be prevented, so they're still eating 6, so this card has a lot of value and can really catch your opponent off guard. If you feel like your opponent might have a confront or stare down, you can just use this, enter with it, and you don't have to worry about that, hybrid defense, or any of that stuff. So 3 red combined blast for sure. I really undervalued the card, and I recommend trying it out. It has a lot of value for sure. And for energy blocks, we have 2 red energy defensive stance. I might try a 3rd one, but I mean, I don't really care about energy attack so much, just because I have the endurance to really handle it. And I mean, I really don't know what energy attacks are really like detrimental to me for the most part that I really want to like have 3 of this, but just in case, I might bump it up depending how the meta shifts as well. But it's just good solid 2 endurance, gain anger. So I mean, there's some other ones I want to play, like the one that raised a personality to its highest power stage. I think Red Energy Defense Shield or something like that. I was even thinking about Red Escape, just to level up to 2 and then just do some extra damage. But I think this is just a good card. Again, the gain 1 anger is good, so if I have Heel Kick in my hand, I can just use that, lower it, and just combo off as well. So for events, 1 time, obviously, staple, just to stop everything. 3 stare down. This card is just absolutely disgusting. Again, to be able to, a lot of times, if your opponent has 1 card in your hand, and you enter, they draw into their 3. Now they have 4. To be able to take out their physical block that they're most likely to be holding is super important. Has so much value. So I love this card a lot, and it just kind of helps you enable that your attacks kind of go through. Against, again, the orange 20 in top 8, I entered, stare down his physical block, and it just did a bunch of damage to him. So stare down is really good in an aggressive deck, just because you can take what they have and just get rid of it. Also, if they have VTP, you can just enter and then just see their hand and just get rid of it. I mean, the best card, and just get rid of it that way as well. So 3 stare down is too good. 1 Red Observation. This card's always been a little bit iffy for me. Like, when it works really well. When it doesn't, it's like, eh. I mean, it's searchable by Premonition, which I also play 3 of, which you'll see later. But it's just a good card in general, just to kind of clear the board. I mean, the only problem is just like it lowers you to 0 stages, so sometimes it's very risky because, certain decks, you don't want to go down to 0, but at the same time, you do want to clear the board. So it's very hard to figure out like how to use this and utilize it properly. That's why I can't wait for Overwhelming Attack, because it's searchable. It's not a high cost, and I can blow up 2 setups or drills. And I mean, sure, it doesn't get rid of allies, but I can pretty much do that with just doing critical damage anyway. So I might cut this out, but it's just good to also have, because you never know if you're in a pinch to blow up the board. Again, against my top 8 against 18, that's what I did, and it helped me win the game. 1 Red Retreat. So this was John Ash was playing as well. It just searches for a drill, which is always welcome, and it also helps you get out of combat. So if your opponent does have VTP, you can just enter, Red Retreat, get a drill out, and just end combat and really just nullify it. So it's, again, searchable by Premonition, so it's really cool, and it's just a good card to just have Drill Tutor as well. So it's, I was playing it online on Octagon. I was playing like 2 of it, and when I was trying out a drill build, and it didn't work out so well, so I kind of gave up on it. But Octagon and real life are totally different, so this card definitely can get you out of a lot of situations for sure. It's good. 1 Red Restriction. So yeah, it's 1. I mean, I had it at 3 before, but a lot of times, if I open up with it, and I want to be aggressive, I can't use my mastery. It's good in certain situations for sure, and it helped me win my finals against Namekian Piccolo, because I was able to restriction, shut off the setups, and just kind of go into town. But I'm not sure if I'll play 3, probably 2. I might try and bump it up to 2, just because you still want to use the mastery and get so much value out of it as possible. I mean, it's really good when your opponent does have a bunch of setups, but with all the setup, drill, hate, and unpacking, hopefully that wouldn't be much of an issue. But it's good to also shut off like personality powers like 20 or Piccolo and like Black Mastery and stuff. So just one, and as well as 3 red stop. So red stop again, Omni block, searchable by premonition. So we play 3, and also has the whole drill aspect of lowering anger 1 to get a drill from the banish or discard pile. So we play 3 because, like I said, searchable, and it works with the whole drill theme that we're kind of going with for sure. So 3 of these. Initially, I wasn't playing so many drills. I was just only playing about like 2, just the Omni block one and Intimidation. But I see that the drills have a lot of potential and a lot of value for sure. For setups, 2 VTP. So uh, a lot of people think it's an aggressive deck. There's no point of VTP. I still like it just because if you have a restriction in the discard pile, you can enter, get restriction, and then just kind of go into town. So, I think this is still a good card to, whatever card that you might need in a pinch. It's just a good toolbox card, and that's what Turles is all about. The Ruthless Smash is about utilizing your discard pile as well as your hand, and this card helps assist that. So 3 red Premonition. Sorry, I guess I have to go like this way. So 3 red Premonition. Again, this card is really good, holds a lot of value because you can search for any style event pretty much. And also, I just like it because a lot of people don't really play it. They might play it as a 2 of or not at all. But I play 3 because even if it's on the field, it's never really a dead card. Also, against Piccolo when they're at level 4, where the whole Dragon Balls can't be, your opponent cannot use like the immediate effects of Dragon Balls. This card helps me lower myself down as well as them down to level 3, so that way I can try and get the balls back as well. So, Red doesn't really have a lot of ways to lower MPs down. So this is one of the cards that can help me assist that, as well as again getting a free style event to my hand is amazing. So to get like red restriction for next turn, to get observation depending if I need to blow up the board, to get red stop if I need to be defensive. So this card holds a lot of value. So I definitely recommend playing 3 for sure. It's too good. And again, when Overwhelming Power comes out, Overwhelming Attack, sorry, comes out, this card is definitely, hopefully, would be up there in one of the cards to assist you in Red Ruthless Turles. Again, to be able to search out Overwhelming Power or Attack, whatever it's called, and to be able to blow up like 2 setups or drills and shuffle it back is too good. So play 3 Premonition. 3 Red Relaxation. So kind of self-explanatory. Again, it's when entering, to be able to enter and go very aggressive, to again get rid of board presence, to gain stages against the mirror. This card just holds a lot of value, so we definitely play 3 of these. Pretty much no explanation needed, just card advantage, tempo control in terms of anger, Dragon Ball, or ally removal and stuff like that. So we play 3. And now for the drills. 1 red examination drill. So for me, I was like all by like ball 4 in like every deck just because I hate setups. But this card has a lot of value, and it put in so much work. I was playing against Black Krill in round 2. He had a black power up, so I entered. I red right punch. Got this. I had 2 anger, so I red right punch to get embarrassing drill and this drill out. So I used this drill to activate its effect, lower my anger 2. Triggered embarrassing drill to blow up his black power up just to keep the combat going. So this card is just insane. Again, more drill and setup destruction. And if you use like red retreat, you can use red retreat, get this out, trigger it, and then have it, and then just banish it to end combat. So a lot of value, and then get it back like a freezing beam or red stop to use this effect again. So these work really well. So annoying having the drills this way, just because it's like hopefully they put it back to vertical, please. But this drill again has a lot of value. Don't sleep on this drill; it's really good. One red hunting drill. It's the drill I was trying out. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great either. It was another way for me to really just look through my opponent's deck to get rid of key cards like VTP. I would usually do like for long-term stuff. That was always my problem with the deck. So they stabilize and like have VTP. They can pretty much get anything because you're doing so much damage. So they have a toolbox of cards to choose from their discard pile. So to be able to snipe out things like that, time. So if it's in the yard. You don't have to worry about it for the rest of the game, things like that. So We played one. I was trying it out. It wasn't the best, but I mean, it was just worth a shot just to try out. But it was when it put in work, it put in work. Uh, One Red Intimidation Drill. Again, Turles doesn't have much card advantage in terms of like an extra action, so this card helps really enable it, and it's really easy to really just get off just because you're doing so much damage. It usually triggers a lot, so it just kind of helps you assist and really pack the punches. So this card is disgusting. One Red Forward Stance Drill. Again, this card Omni Block is really good. It helps you really be defensive when you need to. So extra blocking is always good and it's always welcome. So definitely just playing one of this. Again, it helps you in the mirror and it helps you just in any situation pretty much. There's never a time when you would be like, oh, I don't want this drill out, you know. And it works really well with my last drill, Red Embarrassing Drill. So, you know, you can just lower your anger 1 and just trigger this to make it 0 so you don't have to actually lower it. So it's really cool. And that's pretty much it for the deck. I mean, there was a lot of things I really wanted to try out with the build. There was, I think, this card called Red. Oops, sorry about that.
Sorry.
Red Jumping Kick or something like that. It's a physical attack for +2, and if it hits, both players lower a personality level. So that was a card that Fashion and I were talking about. He actually mentioned it to me, and I can see that card. I'll try and find room for it because to be able to also get Piccolo from his level 4 to his level 3 is always clutch. And 20 as well for builds that are not orange to get them down if they are like up at 2 to bring them down back to 1 just to blow up their board. So card holds a lot of value. So there's a lot of things I'm still testing out. Problem with my build in New Jersey was I ran a lot of non-style events or non-style cards. Sorry, so a lot of freestyle cards. And it really conflicted a lot. You know, times where I really want to go off and use a master, I couldn't because I had a sphere in my hand or something like that. What I was running 3 sphere because again I thought being aggressive, you know, you can just want to enter, go in, and if they have a time or something like that, you just sphere it. But combined blast is a way better just because you can just enter, use it, and they can't sphere your sphere. So you make sure that whatever you're doing just goes off. I was also playing Villainous Empowerment for the reason of me getting a drill, but then Red Retreat is pretty much the same thing. Sure, like Empowerment shuts off drills and setups, but it didn't really put that much pressure as I thought it would. It wasn't bad, it wasn't great either. So those are some of the cards I was like trying out and testing. So you know, this is pretty much the deck as you can see right here. I'm just happy for all the changes that worked out for the better. And again, thanks to John Ash for really showing me the power of the drill package, as well as Kelly Dennis as well. You know, I wasn't playing so many drills because I thought I didn't want dead hands, but since they're all searchable, you're not really going to draw them as much, and if you do, you can just put them at the bottom with the mastery. So that's pretty much the deck. So I hope you guys enjoy the deck profile, and sorry about the little blurb that happened before.
My bad.
Yeah. So until next time, Z Warriors, Mr. Waffles out.